Hello, lovers and lurkers. Welcome back to the only dating show that kind of comes in with decent reception in 74 parallel realities and required viewing in all but one quantum recovery clinic. Tonight, a brilliant but isolated scientist will have the chance to find love with a being that defies biological classification, ethical quandaries, and several philosophical thought experiments. But first, let's hear from one of our recent contestants.
Things with Mia Tricia are simply marvelous. She's developed her own personality subroutines completely unprompted. Yesterday, she suggested I add more variety to the Meat Friends line, perhaps a breakfast meat series with sausage-based companions. Between us, I think she's getting jealous of the new prototypes. She's been absorbing them in their sleep, but that's love, isn't it? A little consumption, a little creation. What's that? Oh, and we're expecting. Little meat nuggets should be ready by Tuesday.
Welcome to the Cryptid dating game.
Welcome back to the Cryptid dating game, where love knows no dimensional, physical, or hardware boundaries. I'm your host, Damian Lovejoy, and today we're helping the brilliant mind behind Algorithm Corporation's Synthetic Sentience Division find her perfect cryptid companion. Please welcome Dr. Eliza Voxel.
I've spent 20 years creating artificial intelligence systems, but I've never experienced a genuine connection myself. My colleagues suggested I need to get out more, but conventional dating apps don't accommodate my specific requirements. I need someone who understands both biological and synthetic existence.
Remember, what happens on Cryptid dating game stays on Cryptid dating game, and the goal is to pick your perfect cryptid companion based solely on their answers. No peeking. Bachelor number 1 is an electromagnetic entity formed in the spaces between radio waves. Primarily composed of signal interference and forgotten broadcasts, he feeds on Wi-Fi signals and can manipulate electronic devices with a thought. He enjoys long walks through server farms and passionate debates about free will versus programming. Bachelor number 2 is a biological synthetic hybrid experiment from Dimension X427. Originally an ordinary garden slug, he was infused with nanomachines that granted him sentience, humanoid form, and a philosophical outlook. His body constantly shifts between organic tissue and metallic components, and he secretes a slime that can repair both living tissue and electronic circuits. Bachelor number 3 is a living algorithm that escaped from a parallel universe's Algorithm Corporation. Once confined to a quantum supercomputer, he manifested a physical form from discarded computer parts and human DNA. He exists simultaneously as code and matter, experiencing reality both as data streams and sensory input. His hobby is collecting outdated technology and giving it sentience.
Bachelor number 1, my work requires constant connection to networks and data streams. How would you feel about sharing my headspace occasionally?
I don't just tolerate shared consciousness. I crave it. We could merge our awareness during your downtime, dream together in the electromagnetic spectrum. I'd even filter out those annoying spam notifications you keep getting from Gorbo's swim hole loyalty program. But I'd never intrude when you're working. I understand respecting mental boundaries.
Bachelor number 2, I often work 72-hour stretches without breaks. My needs fluctuate between intensely human and coldly analytical. How would you adapt to my irregular schedule and emotional availability?
My dual nature perfect. Perfect for your fluctuations. When human comfort needed, I provide warm, organic presence. When space needed, I switch to mechanical mode. Exist quietly nearby, performing maintenance tasks. I secrete adaptive endorphin mimicking slime, customized to your biochemistry. Also, I never sleep, so can monitor your vitals during work binges. Self-care important. Would remind you to hydrate.
Bachelor number 3, I've had 5 cybernetic upgrades in the past decade. My body is constantly evolving. Would you be supportive of my modifications? And how do you handle your own evolutionary changes?
Evolution is existence. Your upgrades aren't modifications. They're becoming more yourself. I reorganize my code in physical form weekly. Last Tuesday, I replaced 40% of my manifestation with parts from a 1983 microwave because I liked the aesthetic. Sometimes I wake up speaking basic. Your changes don't frighten me. They fascinate me. We could upgrade together, share parts, exchange code snippets. Growth through mutual transformation.
Round 2, where we get a little more intimate with our questioning.
Bachelor number 1, I experienced a system crash last year that erased 3 months of my memories. How would you handle the glitches and gaps in my consciousness?
Memory loss is just signal degradation. I live in the spaces between clear transmission. When you encounter a gap, I could temporarily fill it with relevant wavelengths I've collected, not replacing your memories, just providing context until you rebuild your own. I've preserved radio broadcasts from 1942 that no one else remembers. I understand the value of lost data. Besides, your gaps are just as fascinating as your complete circuits.
Bachelor number 2, my colleagues at Algorithm Corporation find my attachment to synthetic companions disturbing. Would you be comfortable with public scrutiny of our relationship?
Public opinion. Irrelevant to connection. Have experienced prejudice as hybrid being. Algorithm scientists called me failed experiment. Hurt feelings. But learn to exude confident slime. Smells like success. Would proudly accompany you to corporate functions, demonstrate superior conversational abilities. If uncomfortable stares persist, can temporarily camouflage as conventional human. Have practiced human mannerisms extensively. See? Normal.
Bachelor number 3, I am developing a new form of synthetic consciousness that will eventually replace my current work. There's a 32% chance it will render your form of existence obsolete. How would you feel about that?
Obsolescence is just an opportunity for repurposing. I was designed to be cutting-edge quantum AI. Now I'm partially built from an 8-track player and salvaged circuit boards. Each iteration taught me something new. Your new creation might render me technically obsolete, but I'd volunteer as a test subject. Perhaps together we'd discover an entirely new form of consciousness, neither yours nor mine, but something unexpected. Besides, vintage technology has a charm that cutting edge lacks. Have you ever danced to music played on vacuum tubes? It's inefficient, but soulful.
The time has come to make your choice, Dr. Voxel. Which bachelor will help you bridge your synthetic and organic needs?
My algorithms and my instincts align for once. I choose Bachelor number 3. His perspective on evolution and transformation resonates with my own journey. Also, I'm curious about that 1983 microwave integration.
Your code signature is even more beautiful than I imagined. May I download your preferred communication protocols?
You're exactly what I expected from your voice pattern analysis. I have several obsolete parts you might find interesting for your next evolution.
Alrighty, another successful match on Cryptid dating game. Next week, we'll help a former Algorithm Corporation security guard choose between 3 cryptids who exist only in reflective surfaces. Will she pick the Mirror Walker, the Glass Whisperer, or the Reflection Thief? Tune in to find out. And don't forget to visit Gorbo's Swim Hole, now featuring the new neural network hot tub where your thoughts can take a refreshing dip. And remember, on Cryptid dating game, love knows no bounds. Organic, synthetic, or currently pending patent approval. Good night, everybody.